Create a content marketing plan. So remember this, 1-9-90. 1% of people on LinkedIn create. Only 1%. So if you create original content, not reposted content, original content, you will instantly become a thought leader, and LinkedIn will instantly promote you because it's 1%. 9% like, share, and comment or repost. 90% do nothing but view, which is why you can end up with tens of thousands of views and only a few comments and likes. LinkedIn likes authentic content directly posted, not reposted, and not reposted content from your company page. So according to our analysis of 13 years, we've been doing this for Black Marketing, this is the order of your posts going viral. If you do a curated local content post with a strong personal opinion, that will make sure that it connects with the local audience where LinkedIn shares your content and actually go viral. So for example, this happened the other day in Singapore. There was a cosplay going on, and for some reason, this guy decided to dress as a blind Nazi. Not any Nazi, a blind Nazi. No idea why, but it caused lots of engagement because everyone got a bit of fun with it. Why is he dressed as a Nazi? Why is he dressed as a blind Nazi? Why has he got Crocs on? You know, the Nazis weren't really famous for their Crocs. So that it causes engagement. Or this one, I put this in because you're legal. This is Ong Beng Seng playing the I've Got Cancer card and getting out of jail. And the fact he just went around the world 17 times, it was absolutely fine. But he obviously played the card very well. I'm sick, I'm poor. Well, not poor, obviously he's a billionaire. But, you know, he played that. So, again, if you create something like that, you create engagement, you then become a topic of information. If you do a video or a picture of you, and you have a personal story, that will resonate. So, for example, every time I take my wife anywhere, I take a picture of her because she's much prettier than I am, and I use that unashamedly to get my views up. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the same engagements. I was in Osaka. Food actually works on LinkedIn. People say, why are you sharing food pictures? Well, people are still interested in food because, funnily enough, they eat every day. It's like drinking. So if you share food, basically people will engage. Oh, I went to that restaurant. Oh, that restaurant's good. Oh, that restaurant's fantastic. Now, number 3, your business or company posts, nobody cares about them. They care about you. They don't care about what your company does. So when I do it, literally about 1,000th of what I get when I do a personal post. But every now and again, I have to remind people that I actually have a service in a business. I'm just not ranting and raving about Singapore all the time. So don't post on your company page. Never repost from your company page either. LinkedIn will downgrade your post. They want original content. So if you do this, you get downgraded. If you do this, you get downgraded. And if you definitely do this, like you repost your own content, that's a sign of desperation. Otherwise, basically you will see this, which means that nobody has bothered to comment on the posts. So you want to create and post original content. Do not copy other people's content. And don't use ChatGPT either, because we can all tell when you do. So basically look at Microsoft. Microsoft own LinkedIn. They've got 26 million followers, 200,000 employees, but some of their posts get literally 0 engagement. 2 likes. That's got 26 million followers. So if Microsoft, who own LinkedIn, can't get anybody to notice their own posts, you and I have got no chance. But if you go to Satya Nadella's posts, he is the CEO of LinkedIn. He gets phenomenal engagement. Comments, likes, so does Bill Gates. Because people buy people on LinkedIn, they don't buy companies. Follow the data, engage with people. So you market your company through your personal LinkedIn profile and your content, not your company page. So if you follow this strategy for maximum engagement, 4-1-1. 1 hard sell post. And you've got to be creative how you do this. So for example, whenever I get some Muppet basically messaging me and I can tell it's automation, I instantly take a screen grab and I take the mickey out of them. So this guy basically was completely wrong in how he did it. He said I was open to work. He said I told him, hadn't done any of those things. So I called him out. And other people chimed in. So it's engaging. And then 1 soft sell post about your industry, about the law industry, for example. So if I do something about branding or marketing, fits in quite nicely with personal branding, that's a soft sell post. But then you do 4 unrelated personal posts featuring you and your opinion. So, for example, Singapore is very obsessed with vaping at the moment. So if you're caught vaping, you get your pass cut up and kicked out the country. So that's an interesting post. Singapore's also like queuing. And they like queuing at ridiculous times in the morning, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 2 a.m., nothing else better to do. And for things you wouldn't think they'd do. This is a toy show. This is for adults. This is for kids. But they're queuing, the adults are queuing. It always amuses me, but whenever I do a post about it, people always say, wow, they're working because their mobiles are out. The death penalty, it's always a contentious thing in Singapore. It's always if you want to get a good debate, you'll put a death penalty post up, and you always get the foreigners, basically, the expats saying, no, it's terrible, and all the locals going, yes, it's fantastic. So it creates amazing engagement. And anything I post about my wife always gets fantastic amount of engagement. So if my views are going down, I just put a post up about my wife, and it instantly go back up again. It's great. She doesn't mind. So personal posts will definitely outperform your company posts, like 100 to 1. Your personal posts will drive engagement, and from that, you can actually sell to them.